Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? AMC Bigums here. Hope you're all having a great day. So this video is going to be about AMC. It's Q2 earnings report. A lot of positive news here, so let's just get right into the video. So we went from burning over 100 million a quarter to a positive 8.6 million. Now, 8.6 million isn't a lot. It's not great, but you're also not losing money, which is a big deal. Like I said, fundamentals matter. A lot of people tried to convince people that fundamentals don't matter. Well, we had 643.4 million. Now, if we would have had another quarter where we, did another cash burn at the rate we were doing, we would have been under 500, under 600 million total. And that's a scary situation when suddenly you look over and you got the writer strike coming up as well. We're going to get a lot into this video, but like I said, nothing but great news here going forward, and this is exactly what we want to see. Now, if you guys look down here, it said that, like I said, we have 643.4 million in liquidity. Now, July for this Q3, before we get back into Q2, we are destroying it. AMC said that July is their highest monthly revenue in 103 years. Like I said, guys, keep smashing the box office. This is how we fucking give a middle finger to the shorts. Make AMC as profitable as you can. Now, if you look at the Q3 box office numbers, we are already at Q1 numbers. All of Q1, we're about to pass it. And at the end of this month, we should be around 2 billion, 2.1 billion. That's amazing. We can easily surpass 3 billion at the rate that we are going. And if we go ahead and get back to 30%, it looked like we're at 28%, a little over for the box office numbers. If we can go ahead and get back to 30%, we should easily be able to profit over 100 million this quarter if we go ahead and break that 3 billion mark. That's huge, guys. We need to keep hitting numbers like that, and then it's nothing but good news for AMC. Now let's get into some more good news here. So we had 66 million guests in Q2. Like I said, we had a little over 28%. Now, if you guys look, they said that they in this earnings report, it says that they were 1 penny away from their all-time high in food per patron. And as we know, that is how AMC makes its most profits, and that is massive. Now, one of the things he talked about is more theaters having their dine-in theater. They're also getting more MacGuffin bars out there. They're talking about the popularity of their popcorn growing from Walmart, where people are able to taste it that didn't get it before. Some things that helped are also coming out is the new slushies that are coming out. They also have a new candy line coming out. And a lot of people maybe say, well, that's no big deal. Well, again, the gummy industry is over 2.3 billion. And that's just the gummy industry. Now they got chocolate covered pretzels, chocolates coming out. We know those sell like crazy. Now, if they do very well in AMC in their theaters, I could also see them going out and releasing this in stores as well, right next to their popcorn. That's a big deal. Like I said, he talked about popcorn being over 100 million plus profit for them a year. That's a big deal, you guys. That's a lot of money. And they're going to go into more and more stores. So that's just going to grow and grow and grow. And if, like I said, we go ahead and get these pretzels out there, these gummies out there, that's a lot of money that they can be generating from outside of the theater as well. Also, what that opens up is a lot of possibilities, maybe like an at-home experience. You can go ahead and buy this thing. You can buy, popcorn, whole bunch of candy. Maybe they give you like a blanket with a picture of, whatever movie you're renting. Maybe they can now go ahead and eventually get, some kind of contracts going on with these companies where they can release these movies digitally, and you can get a code as well and watch them at home. So if the AMC would be able to get the home audience as well, God, sky's the limit. And like I said, you could sell them a theater experience. That's a lot of revenue that they could now potentially tap into and sell their own products. So, like I said, you're also cutting out the middleman in every way, shape, and form. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about here real quick, and a lot of people were upset about, is Adam Aaron talked about upgrades and why do we need money? We're profitable. Well, $8.6 million is not enough profit to solve any of their problems. I mean, that they didn't get that, and all of a sudden, man, 5 of our problems are now solved. No, like I said, that's great signs, but that did not solve a lot of their issues coming up. One of the things Adam Aaron talked about was upgrading theaters, and I'm going to give you a great example right here. If you live in Minnesota or Apple Valley or around here, they had an AMC theater, and it was right off Cedar Avenue. It had an amazing location. The theater was super nice. It had a little arcade in there. It was a nice theater. The problem is they had those old bucket seats. You know what I'm talking about? Those old stadium seats with the hard backing there. And a lot of people around here, they said, man, if there was another theater right next door, and it's just a small little theater chain here, and they have the recliner seats, and a lot of older people that I know went to that because of their back. And just the small upgrade of the seats alone, from getting rid of those stadium seats to those nice recliners, that alone could have made that theater that's not making profit, that they had to tear down, profitable. So a lot of these theaters need, upgrades on their screens. They have screens that look, falling apart. They need new projectors. Old projectors are coming to their end of their life cycle. That ends up getting expensive. And when you're suddenly spending millions and millions of dollars and you have this much, this goes really, really quick. Now he's not, and now you also have to talk about the maintenance, the other things that he's talking about with the boilers. I mean, they have it in older buildings. They have a lot of repairs that they need to make. Now, a lot of people would go, well, just go ahead and get rid of that building then. Go ahead and why don't you just get rid of the theater if it's going to do that? Well, the problem is they're stuck in leases. So now they would need to pay money to get out of those leases. So maybe they're stuck there with those leases to the point where they're like, well, we got to get this fixed, and we got to make sure instead of just burning money here constantly, we can upgrade these theaters to make them profitable. There's a lot of people that I know that are like, man, the AMC around here I go, but if it needs some upgrades, because a lot of AMC's and a lot of older companies, they got a lot of older buildings, and it's just they've been pushing it off and pushing it off, and you know what happens when you push things off? It just gets worse and worse and worse. But they need money. So like I said, if we have a big quarter this year or this quarter, they can go ahead and do a lot of these repairs, but like I said, pay down some debt. Now, one of the things I wanted to show everybody with the debt and Zip Trader's video, because this is the thing that upsets me with a lot of these YouTubers, is they like to spin stuff and be like, well, now this is all fine, this is good, why do they need to do this, why do they need to do that? Now look, they're obviously able to pay down and maintain debt and do this, and they're still able to manage it. And now if you look here, they're down to 2019 levels. That's awesome. Let's keep getting this down. Let's keep getting this down and down and down. And that means these guys that are in our pockets have less and less power over us. What's the big deal to pay this off right now? One of the things he's not showing you is how did we manage to pay this down? Dilution. One of the things he's not showing you, look, they're still paying this down each quarter. Well, yeah, but we also have an at-the-money ATM program of apes. So he made a program in 2022 in September. It was an at-the-money equity program. They deposited 425 million shares of APE in there. And they've been selling APE units through there, and they've been paying down debt with it. Well, now it says there are currently no APEs available left in this equity program. He can issue more. They can create another one. But this is my point, is they've been issuing APE in the back end and paying down that debt. It says right up here, if you look in Q2, including 34.2 million second quarter of APE sales. In Q2, they sold 21 million units of APE. And that is how they paid down that debt. And if you look down here, it says that they paid down 27.6 million in debt, and they got 42 million at a 34% discount. So basically, they sold that APE and they paid debt down with it. How do I know? Because they only made 8.6 million in profit. So the only possible way is for them to use the profits they made from APE to pay down that debt. So they have been paying down debt with APE for people that are like, well, yeah, they're getting through it and everything. Well, he also says in the very next sentence, 8.6 million is not enough for them to overcome their debt. Well, here's the thing, buddy. We're not trying to sit here and keep pushing debt out like you want. Keep pushing the debt out. Keep having these guys in your back pocket. Keep having them have debt covenants and restrictions on your wallet and all of these things. And let them keep controlling every aspect of AMC. Keep pushing it out. No, we want to get rid of this shit. We want to get these predatory lenders out of our back pockets. We want AMC to now go ahead and buy these or upgrade these theaters that need these upgrades. Fix all this stuff. Buy more theaters that are profitable and close down ones that aren't. Now they can afford to get out of those leases. One of the things that they talked about in this earnings call here was AMC opened 57 new locations, and those 57 new locations outperformed 152 old ones. That's amazing. That is how you get rid of cash burn, right there. You get rid of your non-profitable theaters. And I've been saying this forever. And everybody's been sitting there yelling every time he buys theaters. But then when you look at 57 outperforming 152, if you can keep doing that, AMC will start killing it fundamentally. This is huge. Like I said, a lot of people are, fundamentals don't matter. Yes, they do. What happened? If you don't believe me, ask Cineworld. What they did is they said, you know what? We have a lot of debt here. We're just going to go ahead and file bankruptcy, and we're going to raise cash on the side. Guess who gave them the money? Institutions. So they went out and raised institutions, the people that, hey, you go ahead and file Chapter 11, destroy all of your shareholders, wipe it clean, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let you raise money. You guys can start on over. And that's exactly what they did. So I'm saying, you guys, like, everybody sits there and Adam Aaron wants to screw us. He could file Chapter 11 if he really, really wanted to. If he wanted to fuck you guys so bad, that's all he had to do. That's his atom bomb. But he's not doing that. He's trying to get the company profitable. And everybody that sees that he's trying to also turn the company around is a fucking shell. Like I said, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, everything he's done is great. Like I said, I've gone over Adam Aaron 1,000 times, and I'm not here to do that in this video. I'm here to tell you the great things that we're looking forward to with AMC. Now, on top of that, some of the things he says he wants to do is expand the merchandise. But I'm also trying to make you aware of the balance sheet and what he's talking about, because you have all these people like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. It does matter when suddenly you have 60 million in repairs, 70 million in repairs. And now you have a writer's strike down the road. And this is one of the things people are not realizing. You already have movies like Deadpool 3 getting pushed out. Now, if you have movies getting delayed, what happens if you have a bad Q1, a bad Q2 next year? What happens if you have a bad Q4 because it starts to slowly affect that? And now you're burning money again, and you back down to 643 million, and you're burning money. You don't want to keep living dangerously and treading water. And that is what the shorts they're hoping you do. Keep treading water, keep living dangerously, and we just need that one little thing, and that's what they want. This is what I'm saying, you guys. Fundamentals matter. I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs forever. Fundamentals matter. But like I said, everything he's getting into is great things fundamentally. He's cutting the middlemen out in every situation of their business. They should have been selling their own candy a long time ago. And a lot of people always, we always know generic brands are just as good, if not better sometimes, than the brand names. And it's for like $2 less. But they're going to get way more profit. And it's, like I said, guys, when all of this is in the store and suddenly they're making $250 million on candy and popcorn outside of the theater, that's a massive, massive deal. And a lot of people are like I said, we can sit here and argue with this conversion right now over and over and over, and I can continuously tell you the benefits, and you guys can continuously tell me the same thing. Well, what happens if he doesn't do this? And everybody says, well, he's going to dump. Well, okay. He doesn't even necessarily need to dump even if the conversion happens. You're down to this level. We want him to raise enough money to pay the debt off in complete full. But that's the thing. There's other paths he can take. What happens if we do a conversion? It goes over to $35, $30, and he only issues 25 million, 50 million shares, and that's it. And that's what he issues because he raises enough capital to go, all right, we got this 1.3 billion, 1.4 billion, whatever it is, whatever he ends up raising, he pays down enough debt, puts enough in there, and goes, at this rate, we're profiting like this. We don't need to keep diluting. You don't know the path that's going to happen. Even if a conversion goes, I want him to pay the debt off in full if it's at the top. Of course. Why wouldn't I want him to say, all right, if you can just get all of this out, get it the fuck out. But like I said, Zip Trader's going, well, why would you want to get rid of this? Because I don't want my predatory lenders to have control of my fucking company. It's as simple as that. And that's exactly what we've been dealing with forever. We're now profitable for the first time since we've been in this play. And look at how they've already tried to spin it. Well, he's profitable 8.6 million. They don't even need the conversion. And then the next sentence, 8.6 billion is not enough for them to overcome their debt. So what they can do it, now you have these people going, well, just sell the ape units. Okay, let's go down your path. Okay? Let's say AMC, let's go down the other path now. Let's say AMC doesn't do the conversion, okay? And now AMC's profitable. The writer's strike comes. They need to raise cash. They're going to keep selling ape. Well, now you're telling everybody we're not going to convert ape. So who's going to be buying it? You're going to have some apes that are going to be buying it, but then you're going to end up having some more Antara situations where you're going to have institutions going, we'll buy it, we'll buy it, we'll buy it, and eventually they will control the vote because he will have to raise capital during that time somehow. And that's what he's saying. So yes, we can get by, and yes, he will end up selling more to them, and then you guys are going to get mad at him about that. And then eventually, what happens if they voted anyways? That's what I'm saying. Like, people get mad at me because I look at down each road and each path, and I look at the full picture. Okay, so like I said, now you have all these institutions. You have a couple Antaras. Now what? Now you guys are going to go nuts the whole time because you have to have buyers. And if nobody's buying and all of a sudden ape drops back down to $1.88, what happens if these shorts go, we can all buy these up? And this is the one thing you guys said you didn't want from the beginning. Now all these shorts can go ahead and buy up all this ape super cheap, and then they can vote it over and convert it. And guess what? Now they got their stuff on pennies on the dollar. This is what we did not want. That's what I'm saying. If we keep stalling, like I said, we have a couple things. We need to see what's going on with this writer strike. It's a big deal, and people want to pretend if a movie theater doesn't have movies to show and they have 643 million, and before this quarter we're burning over 100 million a quarter, it's no big deal. I don't know what to tell you guys. You have to wake up and look at everything. You have to. But like I said, everything's looking positive for AMC. We're profitable. We're not burning cash. This quarter's looking even better. If we keep up Q4, make that even higher. That, like I said, great news. AMC can afford all of those things they need to. And guess what? If we keep getting profitable and they get the conversion, that's less and less he needs to dilute. And again, everybody thinking he will just go ahead and give out hundreds of millions and hundreds of millions of shares. Why? According to Zip Trader, the one thing I do agree with them with is they don't technically need to because they obviously can operate with some amount of debt. So why would he need to dump 400 million shares, 200 million shares? Exactly, he wouldn't. So, like I said, guys, this is great news. AMC is going to expand their merchandise. We got the candy coming. Like I said, dude, the slushies are coming. Q3 is destroying it. Keep seeing as many movies as you guys can. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a good day.